it's Rudy, and in this video I'm going to give you 5 pro tips for hiring your very own and best lawn service company so you can keep your property looking lush and green all summer long. If you own a business or if you just don't want to cut your lawn anymore, your best bet is to hire your very own lawn service company. Not only will they make your life easier by saving you time, they will also give your property that curb appeal your neighbors will envy. Hiring a lawn service is not a difficult process, but I know it can feel overwhelming for a first-timer. Or maybe you just want to really make sure you're hiring someone who can be reliable, consistent, and on time. The last thing you want is somebody who is trying to get rich quick and rush as many jobs in a day as possible. It is important to understand these 5 tips before you make a choice and hire. So let's get to it. Tip number 1 is to collect estimates from several service providers. Simply hiring the first lawn business that offers its services to you does not work in your favor. When spring is on our doorsteps, some lawn companies will send a salesman door to door, offering their services and encouraging you to sign up for a contract immediately. In my experience, it is never a good idea to sign up immediately without doing a little research about their reviews and history, as well as their competitors, prices, and packages. You may find another service provider that will service your property for a more reasonable price. Or maybe you discover this company is known for shady business practices and have ripped off clients in the past. Either way, doing some research regarding various lawn companies will help you make an educated decision. Looking for online reviews is a great start. Tip number 2 is do your research before the common spring fever occurs. Have you ever tried to buy a lawnmower right on the first spring-like day? It can be darn near impossible, as so many people save it for that last minute. This is exactly the same with lawn companies. If you try to hire a lawn service provider during the rush of spring cleanup, you'll discover they are either all booked up or they can't even answer their phones with all the work. Tip number 3, so you can get the best lawn service company, is to ask questions about service details. All this means is you need to know information such as, do they come every week on the same day to allow you ease of mind? Do they have a checklist for each property for consistent service quality? How do they handle weather delays? Hey, it has to rain sometimes, right? How many clients do they have and how many employees are currently working? This will give you an understanding if they are a full-time business and can keep up with all the lawns. Another question you can ask is, what kind of equipment do they use and where did they buy it from? You don't want a professional showing up with homeowner-grade equipment, do you? By taking a little time to dig deeper, you will find the ideal fit for your needs. You can also ask things like, do we have workers' insurance and liability coverage? In the rare case something bad happens and if they don't have coverage, they could sue you. Tip number 4 is ask what additional costs are involved. Some lawn companies include the cost of add-on services like fertilization in their packages, while other services charge extra for these materials. Also, some companies charge extra when there's an exorbitant amount of rain because it will take more time than average to cut down that thick, tall and wet grass. The last thing you want is to sign a contract before spring only to discover you are getting billed for additional costs beyond what you signed up for. Lastly is tip number 5, and this is one I can't stress enough. Only deal with companies through written agreements. When you hire a lawn service, it is important to have written contracts and agreements rather than just spoken assurances. This way, you can hold the company accountable for the proposed service and get your money's worth throughout the entire summer season. If the contractor breaks the terms of your written contract, you can get a refund and hire another lawn company. If they are not willing to use contracts, go elsewhere immediately. You are looking for a professional. You don't go to a lawyer and get a prenup based on a handshake, do you? So there you go. Those are my 5 tips for hiring a lawn service company for your residential, commercial, or industrial property. If you live in Spruce Grove, Stony Plain, or certain parts of Edmonton and want to work with the best, I actually have a couple of openings left for this summer season. Make sure you call me now before it's too late and I'm booked up. This happens every year. Feel free to call me at 780-218-8134 or email me at info@youryardservice.com, and I would love to see if you will be a good fit for my team.